You're welcome back. It is Third Channel Sport on Sunday. And before we went on break, we have Tunde Bobola here, the General Secretary of the NOC. And he has told a lot of things here, that yes, the federations they are not government agencies, that government don't have a right to conduct elections, but this government did one, and then there's a reason why he supported it, or why the NOC supported it, and said this is going on record, that this will be the last time government will conduct elections into sport federations. But then let us go into specifics. Before the elections, boxing, judo, basketball, I think there were four.
Okay,
rugby.
Let me call in here.
They came to you, and NOC said, you will have your statue. You have your statue, so you can conduct your elections. There are 4 of them. I don't know if you can.
Let me say this.
Yes.
I need to start before I got to that point.
Okay.
2012, when this issue was on very seriously, 2013 was asked, and I told you it wasn't as if it's a lie, but the truth is we had to make sure that we don't embarrass this government, and that is, acts of what I call
respect.
Respect.
Yeah.
Now we moved on. Between then and now, these are facts, hard facts.
Yeah.
We held about 4 board meetings. We had about 3 AGMs. We wrote letters and reminders, which I all have records in my office, about 7, to every single federation. In fact, detailing how they should go about writing their constitution, because they never had any. Some, even the constitution which they submitted even to us this time around, is even saying that government will conduct their election. Government will appoint. I have all those documents with me, and I look at this is very silly in the first instance. That will not match with the Olympic movement. Let us do it this way. And I wrote those things to them. They were all receiving it. But I will say, I don't know whether it's out of disrespect for the NOC, because I can say that word today completely, or because they believe it's government that is running it. That's a very wrong impression as well, that they did not respond. But I kept on reminding at those times and periods which I mentioned. Now, about 6 months to that election, the Honorable Minister, about 3 months, 4 months ago, the Minister just closed up the chapter. I said everybody was scrapped, or whatever it was, what's called it. All
the board, yeah.
All the
dissolved, yes.
Well, I will not go out to canter. I would say this one to the openly so that people will be able to know. We will not want to go out to canter because we partner with government on very serious basis. And of course, the Honorable Minister was also partnering with us on so many other areas. You see that things are gradually changing. And then we don't want to rock the boat unnecessarily. But you did not see us make any comments. If anybody said we made any comment, we did not make any comments. For the mere way that we are going somewhere. And that is, once we're able to get the constitutions properly in place, we will now say, sorry, sir, these are people who are independent. We're going to run elections based on that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, only 4 federations, which I want to mention now.
Yeah.
Boxing.
Yes. Basketball.
Basketball, cricket.
And rugby.
And rugby.
Okay.
We are the ones who came to us and said, okay, they have their constitutions done properly, and they want to conduct their elections by that. Now, that was a very good story. And I said, okay, at least if I have 4, that will challenge it. And of course, we went to the minister. I have a letter to that effect, which we raised to the minister. And the minister agreed. You see, that's why I said I'll give him some respect when it comes to this issue of a change. And he will be remembered for that. He said, okay, those 4 can as well go along with their elections and that.
Based on that,
the letter states that it will be but on the same date, which is going to be the 13th of June or so. Well, all well and good. I remember especially the one for basketball. The president then, Tijani Umaru, happens to be a member of the executive committee, and I think we exchanged so many correspondences.
The executive committee of the NOC.
Of the NOC.
Okay.
So, that one is even easier to discuss with.
Yeah.
Of course, there are other constitutions that were very, very good, excellent in preparation. I can say handball, I can say tennis, swimming, beautiful constitutions. They're still with us right now. Yeah. Completed. But there are due processes towards getting your constitution approved. You have to take it to your AGM, you have to approve it. your international federation will approve it. It comes back to the NOC for custody. And you know why? Even our own constitution is received there with the IOC. Okay. Why? If your constitution is being finished and you give it to the NOC will be in custody of it. Not anybody can just alter whatever it is, and when it comes to, so that will be the document that we can print out. That's why, that's our own role, to keep that constitution. Yeah. And of course, when we also look at it, if anything is outside, you know, the Olympic main charter, we will do that. We did that one with basketball, of course. We did that with tennis, you know, correspondence. It's all there, the mail. The
so why do we have this problem in basketball?
Now, I will explain how this one came down. And of course, even in rugby. Now, let's start with rugby. Even a day before that election, though I didn't really go too much into the constitution, you go through the processes, I like to believe what you tell me. But still, I have a constitution, I have all this, explaining this and that. We got to the Congress, I mean to the election day. I went there to where they're going to do the election, and I said, this particular federation, that is rugby, you are going to conduct your election by the use of your constitution. I told those electoral officers and the people that were there, and I left, you know, because I have to be going around, you know. Barely an hour and a half after, there was so much uproar in rugby. I said, what's going on here? They called me, the director of field called me, everybody called me, I should come to go to rugby, there's a challenge there, there's something I never thought it was a review of constitution. On getting there, of course, what you discover is that the Congress, majority of them said there was never a time the constitution was approved. Some even embarrassing and getting me annoyed the point that you are supporting, you know, they haven't had letters to that effect. All these ones are in the office, but you know, as an administrator, you can take all the shit you don't like, but you need to be focused on what you're doing. And then there was also an international body, an international person that came, you know, to see going election, observe the election. Yeah. The man was insisting the election was going on. Everybody was saying, no, you cannot do this. So there was such a rowdy situation. I think it took me about 3 hours. I would say 3 hours to explain to people what is supposed to be, what is right, what is not right. And then, of course, you discover that most of them are not even educated properly, you know, in governance. Most of them are just there. A whole lot of them are decent people.
So you found out that it has not been approved by the
Exactly. So what I did next was, okay, we'll suspend this election.
Okay.
That's exactly what happened in the case of rugby.
Then basketball. Because you wrote that basketball should I wrote a letter for those 4 sports I mentioned earlier on to the minister agreed. Now, boxing decided to go along with the guidelines. There was no any wrong parts about wrestling. You didn't hear anything about cricket. Yeah. They went along with the guidelines too, which was okay, and everything went well. Now, in the case of basketball, which is what I want to do, because I'm hearing so many stories that are very uncomplimentary. I was a little bit disappointed in the fact that 2 days before that time, we had what do you call a court? There's a court, a court order or injunction.
Or something. It was mentioned to me. I didn't see that paper that particular day, but the second day I saw the paper and I met with the president, John himself, with the president in the president's office, and I asked him, why did you have to go to court? He told me point blank that he was not the one that took us to court. And we mentioned, your vice president took us to court. Ordinarily, if I, as a Secretary General of the NOC, you know, create a situation whereby NOC will have a court case with somebody else, and my president says, withdraw it. What does that mean? I must withdraw it. Okay. You as president, can you tell them? Because you know what happens is in this situation, within the Olympic movement, if you go to the ordinary courts, we will leave you to deal with them first until, for that moment, you're away with us. But I tried to explain that to him. Of course, well, he said, no, he wasn't the one. I was even still